start counting. I think you're going to lose it by ending up with that number, 1.7 million olive trees.
आर्किटेक्चर हुई है सब जगह। हम एजुकेशनल टूर पे आए हैं, प्रोफेशनल टूर से। अभी डेल्फी से वापस निकले थे तो कल जाएंगे सैंटोरिनी। अच्छा आज चुके हैं।
You're so good. I could have told you. What is wrong with you? I have to hear. Okay, it's dead. Don't worry. Perfect. You're fine. It's okay. In your hand. It's okay, I promise. Right now.
Now you can tell why many Greek bus drivers are so skilled, because they have to do like driving acrobatics, as we say. You think so? No, that's why we turn those roads into one-way roads. No, I'll pass. I don't want to remember how it used to be to the late 80s when I was a kid, actually an infant. It was messy. Well, sometimes you go with the flow, as you said. Go with the flow. Well, the whole Delphi complex, ancient Delphi complex, has been listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It has been listed since the late 80s as a UNESCO site of Greece. One of the 17 you can find in Greece. Started from the Acropolis, of course, of Athens. So here we are, the most famous UNESCO site in central Greece is the Delphi site. If you go further north, if you keep on driving for about 3 hours north of Delphi, you'll end up at the Meteora monasteries, located on the Meteora rocks. Something you need to see at least once in your life. The Meteora monasteries on the Meteora rocks, another UNESCO site of Greece. Passing by ancient Delphi, what we saw is basically rises to the left, to the right. You see some other sites that are still under restoration, new restorations. And checking, like the local gymnasium is what we see from here to the right. What remained from the local gymnasium, the local training center, is basically what you see below that retaining wall. Remnants of a roofed running track that had that length of almost one Delphic stadium. The word stadium was used by the ancient Greeks not just for the arena, the sport arena, but also as a unit of length, of measuring distances. Every city-state has its own stadium, in other words, for measuring specific distances. The Olympic Stadium was the longest, equal to 194 meters, or 600 feet. The Delphic Stadium was the shortest, equivalent to the length of the racetrack of the ancient Delphic Stadium, the ancient Delphic Arena, 175 meters or 520 feet. And you can see, of course, what makes those olive trees as regularly grown trees, shaping different groves, family groves. Their height. Olive trees, like a typical fruit tree, should not be taller than 2.5 meters or 7.5 feet. Because if let olive trees growing as wild, you lose them. They can reach up to that height of 7, 10 meters or 30 feet. So you keep them short, that make you capable of picking the olives once every 2 years. Wheat season. If it's okay, yeah. Wheat season in the autumn season, actually, in the late autumn season, mid-autumn actually, mid-October. What the locals do to pick the olives at the middle of their way when they're still green. Because if you pick the olives at the end of their way when they're black, you lose them. At least the local ones, that local variety of olives, the Amphisa olives, because you want to keep their crunchy texture. Otherwise, if you wait till the end, till they get fully ripe, no, they don't taste good. They're extremely soft, mushy, as we say. And of course, you brine them. You keep them in simple brine, just salt water. Unlike the Kalamata olives that are kept in a combination of brine and vinegar. That's why they're a bit sour, a bit more sour than the Amphisa olives that are pretty salty. So in order to get to Arachova and then to keep on driving southwards, we need to drive again on Southern Parnassus by taking that direction, of course, to the south. And Parnassus is the name not just of one single mountain, but a mountain range surrounding us, that of Parnassus. Southern Parnassus, you can see, is a bit rockier on a higher level, but on this level, 600 meters, and below that level, that elevation, what do you see is basically